formal welcome to all of you here for the national webinar on intellectual property rights and patent system in India, organized by Internal Quality Assurance Cell, Dr. S. Gopalaraju, Government First Grade College, Anekal. I take it as a great honor to welcome the resource person of the day, Dr. Shakti, Assistant Controller of Patent and Design and Head Biotechnology Group, Patent Office, Chennai. Sir, we are very proud to have you with us today. I would, on behalf of our institution and all the participants of today's webinar, extend a very warm welcome to the program. Welcome, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you.
With great respect, I welcome special guest of the day, Dr. Ramesh Y.R., Special Officer, Joint Director Office, Bangalore Region, DCE, to the program. I welcome you, sir. Dr. Ramakrishna, Principal of our college and President of today's webinar. He is the guiding support in all our endeavors. I extend a hearty welcome to the occasion, sir.
Yes, ma'am. Thank you.
I feel very happy and fortunate to welcome all the participant delegates from various universities across the country, representatives from various pharmaceutical companies, legal fraternity, and research scholars for today's webinar. I extend a very warm welcome for the webinar and I wish a fruitful learning. Finally, I extend a lovely welcome to all my colleagues to the webinar. Intellectual growth should commence at birth and cease only at death. With these words of Albert Einstein, once again, I welcome everyone present here in the program. Thank you.
Thank you, Professor Dhanalakshmi, for extending such a warm welcome. I extend a warm welcome to you as well. Now, I request Dr. Kalaivani KN, Assistant Professor, Department of Commerce and Management, to enlighten us with the importance of today's program. Over to you, Dr. Kalaivani, madam.
Thank you, Sujata.
Thank you, Sujata.
The coordinator of today's webinar. Now I express a brief note on our college. Education is powerful weapon to thrive social status. Dr. Kalaivani KN. I proudly say that Dr. S. Gopalaraju Government First Grade College, Anekal, is the only government institution located at the border of Karnataka and Tamil Nadu, imparting higher education to the rural students. Our college has established in the year 1980 by the efforts of the local aspiration and generous contribution of NRI Dr. S. Gopalaraju. Our institution is imparting higher educational needs and constantly engaged in overall development of the students in co-curricular and extracurricular activities. Our college is accommodating an overall strength of about 400 students pursuing various undergraduate courses in the streams of BA, BCom, and BBA, affiliated to Bangalore University. Recognized under 2F from UGC in 2010 and has accredited by NAC with a B grade in the year 2015. And RUSA funded under MHRD. Presently, our college works towards third cycle. Our institution is proudly provided with the able guidance and supervision of highly qualified and dedicated faculty. The institution strives towards molding students to become competent professionally and socially responsible citizen of the nation. IQAC, placement, EDP, women harassment redressal, NSS, alumni, and more committees in our college level are working in effective manner. Our college well experienced with conducting national, international seminars, conferences, FDP, webinars, and virtual workshops. Due to The outbreak of COVID-19 second and third waves has resulted in a paradigm shift throughout the world and India in particular. Our today's national webinar is on intellectual property rights and patent system in India. Intellectual property right is concerned with the protection of tangible and intangible property that is a product of mind. World Intellectual Property Organization states that intellectual property includes rights related to works in literary and artistic field. IPR helps to promote creativity and innovation among the researchers. IPR protection plays a key role in gaining modest advantages in terms of technical gains for achieving higher economic growth in a market-driven economy. The patent, I want to say a few words about the patents, industrial designs, copyrights, and trademarks. Patents were one of the first type of intellectual property to be recognized in the modern legal system. Today, patented invention pervade every aspects of life, from electronic or electric lighting from the Thomas Alva Edison. Industrial design right covers those elements of aesthetic or ornamental, the way it looks and feels. Handmade goods like cars, telephones, computers, packaging, technical, medical, electrical appliances, textile designs, and many other types of goods are covering under industrial design rights. Then trademark also covers coming under this aspect. Copyright is very important for our theme. Copyright may be author right, is a legal term used to describe the rights that creators have their literary, artistic, and scientific works. The objective of today's webinar is to provide an overview on intellectual property rights, to comprehend the patent and design system in India, to guide researchers, inventors in respect of patenting their inventions, to provide the awareness on the importance of copyright and trademarks. The key takeaways of today's webinar is: one is procedural outline of process of patenting. Second one is drafting of patents to improve quality of research. Thank you for the opportunity to Dr. Salma Madam, IQSC Coordinator and Organizing Secretary of this national webinar. Thank you, Sujata Ma'am. Over to you, Ma'am.
Thank you, Dr. Kalaivani Madam, for such an enriching information about the program. Yes, we need to respect intellectual property since it is a key aspect for economic development. Now I request Dr. Anjana MS, Associate Professor, Head of the Department of Political Science, to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Sharana Gowda. Over to you, Madam.
Good morning to everyone. It is my immense pleasure to introduce our guest speaker, Dr. Sharana Gowda, who is presently working as Assistant Control of Patents and Designs and Head Biotechnology Group, Patent Office, Chennai. I will start with his academic qualification. He has acquired PhD in biochemistry from Gulbarga University, Gulbarga. Then he has acquired LLB from Mumbai University. And also he has acquired other qualification to be an expert teacher as well as a researcher in India. In June 1999, he was qualified in CSIR UGC NET test. Then in 1997, he was qualified in GAT examination with 85.64 percentile score. Apart from this, in 1997, he has cleared Karnataka SLET examination as well. Apart from that, he has got other specializations like he is a specialist in examining and scrutinizing the patent applications based on traditional knowledge-based inventions. He is also the coordinator for the Patent Office India and National Biodiversity Authority India. He is also a member of Expert Committee on ABS Biological Diversity Act 2002. As far as his professional experience is concerned, he is having 17 years experience in Patent Office India. And he has got 3 years experience to teach MSc Biochemistry and Biotechnology course. Since 7 years, he is a member of Expert Committee on ABS, National Biodiversity Authority India. To his credit, he has got around 7 publications in that
ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಾ? ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿಲ್ಲ, ಕೇಳಿಸ್ತಿದೆಯಾ?
Anjana madam, we are not able to hear you.
Not audible.
Not audible.
But I lost signal actually.
Not able to hear you.
Lost signal means madam.
Your phone answer call is.
Okay, sorry for the interruption. There was some interruption in between. So there was some interruption in between. It is my pleasure to introduce Dr. Sharana Gowda once again. To invite him for the guest talk. Thank you.
Thank you, Dr. Anjana madam, for such a great introduction of our guest speaker who has accomplished so many achievements. Sir, we are honored and privileged to have you amongst us as a resource person. I call upon our guest speaker, Dr. Sharana Gowda, Assistant Controller of Patent and Design and Head of Biotechnology Group, Patent Office Chennai, to take over the program. Sir, over to you.
Yeah, thank you, ma'am. So, good morning to everyone. So, I thank Dr. S. Gopal Raju. Yes, thank you, sir. So, I thank Dr. Salma, ma'am, who has contacted me and given this opportunity, and thank Principal, sir, and other colleagues of Dr. S. Gopal Raju First Degree College. So, as I was interacting with ma'am in the morning, so she was telling about so many people are interested to know about the intellectual property rights and also on the patent system. So as so much detail Dr. Kalaivani madam also given, so much importance, what are the importance of the IPR and patents, some highlights. So I will take on from there. So I just want to give basics of the what intellectual property rights. Then I will detail how the patent system in India works. So yes, this is as Dr. Kalaivani madam and Sujata madam was also telling about the importance of the intellectual property rights are abbreviated as IPR. So this is a in a globalized system. So we need to have our own competence to compete with in the world. So we need to develop our own competence, not only develop in terms of technologies, but we need to know that how they are legally protectable. So these are the tools, intellectual property rights, whatever we are developing in the globalized era or global system. So we need to have a tools to develop, and for that we need to have a awareness regarding that. So now I will share the screen. So ma'am, is it screen is visible?
Visible, sir?
Yeah, it's okay. So IPR and patent system in India. So first, let us come to the introduction of IPR, intellectual property rights. So in this, the central theme of this is the property. So there is a three words. In this, the central word is the property. So property in Kannada, we can call it as Asti. So this property can be categorized into two types, a tangible property and intangible. So some properties which you can touch and experience, and it can be seen with the naked eyes. So that is the tangible nature of the property. Those properties are again divided into movable tangible property and immovable tangible property. So those are the tangible category. But today's topic interest is in the another type of category, that is intangible category. So intangible property, in that you cannot see the property. If I say that what is your patent, you have to show your certificate only. Nothing is there to show as a property, as a material or as anything. So you have to explain the property, whether it is patents or trademarks or geographical indications or designs, anything you cannot show your property, but you can show a certificate from the government. So that type of property is we are dealing today, that is intangible in nature, but it has a value as a property, but it is you cannot touch and experience. So in that intellectual property, so you can broadly classify, some are important for the industrial, so they are industrial property, and another are copyrights and related. That is a bunch of rights which you can categorize as a copyright and related rights. I'll come one by one. So in the industrial property again, so there are several industrial properties. So prominent are patents, designs, trademarks, and geographical indications. Now we'll see what is intellectual property right. So intellectual property and intellectual property rights. So rights is a word which is legal in nature. Right means it is a, you are getting a right exercise against competitors. That is what the right mean. So what is intellectual property rights? So the definition, you can get it in Google, so many different definitions. One I simplify for you, that is creative ideas and expressions of the human mind. Creative ideas and expressions of the human mind, that is human mind is called as intellect, and that have commercial value. See here there are three aspects. First, you need to have one idea, and that should be expressive. So it's not that simply I am getting in my mind. So now so many people who have joined, almost 200 people who have joined. So they are getting their maybe, so because you cannot stop the brain. So it may be thinking and you may be getting so many ideas by sitting here. So but unless you express, the others cannot see that idea. So expression by using your mind, and that expression has a commercial value. So if it is having a commercial value, you can get a legal right in your name as a property. So that will become your intellectual property right. So unless you register, except for copyright, so you will not be having a legal, or you can exercising rights or infringement rights. So you may not be having that against competitors. So that type of value, when you register with a body or government organization, so you will get a right that will be granted by that government, whichever the country you are. So you can get a right in that. So a creative idea, when it is expressed by using your mind, that will give, and that has a commercial value, you can register, it will become a intellectual property right, abbreviated as IPR. So what is the importance of this IPR? So what are its characteristics? So these all IPRs, it is all negative rights. So there is a difference between rights on a tangible property and rights on intangible properties. So generally rights on tangible properties will be our positive rights, but here they are all negative rights. If I create something which is a new and it is very useful and has a commercial value, some X product. So if I don't want to restrict others, if I don't want to restrict others, so I can publish, I can sell, I can do anything with that, but I will not get a right against competitors. So always it is IPR, intellectual property right, is a negative right, because you will be exercising these all rights against the competitors. So these will give a negative rights, means to restrict others, you are getting a right. And these are all exclusive rights. So because if any IPR is granted to any person or group of persons or company or organization, anyone can take it. So they will be having an exclusive monopoly on that. And these are all territorial rights. So all IPRs, they have a territorial jurisdiction. So if any IPR which is granted only in India, you have a right in Indian territory only. If you are getting in some other country, you will be exercising that right in that country. So there is no, simply if I get any right in India, I cannot exercise in some other countries, other countries. So that is why these are all territorial rights. Many times people may have a confusions on this. If I get a patent in India through the Indian Patent Office, I can exercise this throughout the world, but there is no possibility. So you need to get a patent right in each and every country where you want, or you are having a business interest, you want to restrict those persons in those countries. So in that way, these are restricted in that territory, because a sovereign government will grant on conditions of that, or on the legal system of legal framework of that country. So for example, if you are getting a patent in India, it will be as per the Patents Act 1970 in India. So same thing for the copyrights, the trademarks, GI and designs. So these are within the jurisdiction you can exercise. And another important characteristics is that it's a licensable right. This right is similar to the rights which you are exercising with the tangible property. So if I own a house, I can lease it, rent it, or license, that is, I can give anything. So mortgage it, so many things I can do. Same things you can do with this intellectual property rights also. So these are all some similarities and some distinctions with respect to the tangible property rights. So what are the prominent intellectual? There are several apart from these 5. So that is patents, designs, trademarks, geographical indication of sources, and copyrights. Apart from this, there are several other intellectual property rights. Don't be think that only 5 are there. So there are these 5 I selected because these are the prominent intellectual property rights which many are using for business purpose. And our office as a Controller General of Patents, Designs, Trademarks will deal with these all 5 types of IPRs, including one more is there, semiconductors. So but I am restricting my talk only on these 5 intellectual property rights. We'll see quickly what is the difference between these 5. If we know that what is each and everything, then we can distinguish, because many times we see that they will use that for all IPRs as a patent itself. It is not true. So it is patent is a different, trademark is a different, all are having their own criteria to be registered in different countries. So what is patent? Patent is an exclusive privilege given to the applicant by the government for a limited period to exclude. I already told this is a negative right. It is given to you a certificate, but you can exclude others from making, using, or selling the invention without permission in return to the complete disclosure of the invention. So here is the importance. See, exclusive privilege given to a applicant, whoever applies, because whoever invents, you will not get it. Whoever applies a patent application, he will get a patent. And who will give? The sovereign country. So if it is in India, it is the Indian government. And it is for a limited period of 20 years from the date of filing. See, its expiry date is fixed when you file a patent application. Whenever it is granted, sometimes it may take 3 years, 4 years, 5 years, but whenever it is granted, its expiry date is 20 years from the date of filing of that application. If anyone files today, 18th June 2021. Its expiry date is fixed 18th June 41. So 20 years from the today. So that's how the system works with that. So what for? It is to restrict others, all the commercial activities. See, if you are producing, manufacturing by using any of the product or process which is patented, or selling that product in the open market without a permission, without a license. So if you want to use any technology which is patented, you need to have a license from the patent owner, intellectual property rights owner. So in return to that, this is about the importance with respect to the applicant or the inventor, whoever invented that technology, and he has got a patent. So in return to that, they have to disclose complete information. It is the important is that, so we are getting in return for a 20 years monopoly, he is disclosing complete his invention. So as you are getting that complete disclosure, so the patent office will publish that information to the public. So the whole public at large is benefited by the invention in return to the 20 years monopoly. That is what the idea behind why this intellectual property right as a patent given to the inventor. So the idea is to get all the details of his invention and put in a public domain. So that's what the main intention of the government. Now coming to the, so that is the technology. Patent means it is a technology you can get for a product or process. So now coming to the second intellectual property rights, industrial designs. So anyone wish to register a design. What is the design? The features of shape, configuration, pattern or ornament or composition of lines or color or combination thereof applied to any article in two-dimensional or three-dimensional, or it can be 2D as well as 3D forms. So whatever that shape, configuration, pattern, ornament you have developed, you have created, and which is an aesthetic creation, means it is applied to any of the articles, 2D or 3D, but it looks very attractive to the when a person sees. So that will get, by attraction, it will get a commercial value. So if that is there, then that design can be registered as a industrial design. So many ornaments or any of the even tailoring or the fashion designing, anything can be registered as a industrial designs. It is only a aesthetic creation, nothing else other than that. So there is no technology involved in this. Technology means it is only for the patent, and designs, it is only a aesthetic creation. It looks a better than the other, which attracts the consumers. So that is the second category of is the industrial designs, that is IPR's second category. Now the third and most prominently used by the companies is the trademark. Is a word, name, symbol or device which is used in trade with goods to indicate the source of the goods, to distinguish from the goods of the one company with the other company, or one manufacturer with the other manufacturer. So it is a name, it can be a symbol, it can be a device. So anything it can be, it will distinguish. What purpose it will serve for us is the source of the origin of that good. For example, if any car running on a road or it is there, it is written TATA, everyone knows that it is Tata. So Tata Motors has manufactured this car. So by that way, you can identify the source of the goods. Like on shoe, it is written BATA. So you will easily identify that it is the Bata company which has manufactured these shoes. So it is the goods for identification of the manufacturer in the marketplace, and that will be having a very brand, you can say it is a brand value. So it will be created over the time because of the goodwill it comes with that. So that is the trademark, maybe a name, maybe a symbol like Nike. So it can be a, or any device, it can be any device. So it can be given on a goods which are sold in the market. So another form in the trademark is the service mark, like any service like Blue Dart courier services, so our parcel services, so DHL. So these will identify the service category. So this is the third category. And fourth, geographical indications of sources. So these are geographical indication, GI, or place names. Generally, it will be a place of the origin, good origin, used to identify the source of origin and quality along with a reputation. If any other characters also, it can be used for identification. It's very similar to a trademark. That is also a source of the good identification. Here it is the place of the good from where this has come. So generally, but geographical indication is not a personal. A person cannot obtain. It is only a society or government can register in their name. It's not for a persons, or companies cannot own the GIs, register the GI. But it can be a government, state or central, or any registered society can get the geographical indication. So several are there. So Karnataka is the leading registered GIs in India. So which is used mainly by our the registered society people. So they are using that GIs like Ilkal Sari, Dharwad Peda, Badgi Chili, Tirupati Laddu. So these are the some of the prominent GIs which are used by many of the people. So this is the fourth. And fifth, so copyrights and related rights. This is the another form of intellectual property right, but this is a large category among that. So other four are a specific one, but this is a very broader one. So it includes so many aspects. Even personal rights also comes with that. So provides its holder the right to restrict unauthorized copying. So only copying is restricted here. Same original, whatever the expression is there. Example, literary work. If anyone writes a book on any subject, whether it is sociology or commerce, anything, so no one can copy and sell in the market. That is restricted. Though many times, knowingly or unknowingly, many people may Xerox many copies, but it is as per the Copyright Act 1957. So this copying is unauthorized copying is restricted, or that will be a infringement if you are copying any book more than 50 copies. Like that, it is as per the 1957 Act. It is there. So movies, that is the broad or the television rights, broadcasting rights, all this comes under the copyrights and related rights. So music, composition, paintings, software, all this, even software, that is any. So there all comes under the copyright category in India. So softwares in US, in United States of India, if you see, it will be under the patents category, but in India it is under the copyright category. any algorithm or any of the program you have written, so that can be copyrightable. So these are the 5 prominent intellectual property rights. So patents, industrial designs, trademarks, GIs, and copyrights and other related rights. So these 5 IPRs. So now I hope you all got what is the difference between. So patents are for technology, designs are for the aesthetic creations in 2D or 3-dimensionals, and trademark is a word, name, symbol you can use, or service mark you can use for the service. And GIs, it is for the society, registered societies, they can get it for the identification of a place names with the product, which will carry the brand value, and the other a bunch of rights, copyrights and related. So unauthorized copying of the original expression. So these are the 5 forms of the IPR. Now what is the role of these in the society? Why we require these IPRs? Especially importance for what patent system will do is that it will streamline the science and technology database. Whenever anyone creates, so they will give that creation in written form to the patent office, and patent office will publish. So in the long run, it will create a huge database of the inventions. So that will be a very good scientific information. And through this IPR protections, it will encourage for the development of technology, creations, expressions, and bringing the products into market. So much competition can exist by this way. So these IPRs are granted for that. Providing exclusive rights. So whenever there is a registered IPRs, so he will get his ownership. So through that, he can earn the profits through by putting a royalty payments, licensing it. And after 20 years, for example, patent, after expiry, it will become a public property. Anyone can freely use without the fear of the infringement. So these are the some of the importance of the IPR. Other advantages of patent exclusively with the patent is that this granting of a patent by government avoids the duplication of the research. So because the moment patent will be given to us, information given to us, we will publish it. So others can easily come to know that, oh, this type of research is already done. So they will not repeat the same type of research, and keeps abreast with the latest development in different field of technology. If anyone go to the IP India, that is our patent office website, and they can know that where is the technology, what are the types of inventions they are filed, and makes a fair competition among the industries. So that's why you will get with a quality, a cheapness of the product. And it serves as an indicator. If any institution today will be identified with the, so what is their number of patents in that year or whole granted with them. Like CSIR is having more than 5,000 patents in their name. So it can be a R&D institution's ability can be identified. With the patent system, the most important, according to me, is it records the information for the future reference. So this is the very, very important one, because we always say that India was a rich with olden India or the ancient India. So it was rich with the knowledge of the information on Ayurvedic, Unani, Siddha formulations. We might have lost that information, but with the patent system, because we lost it, we never recorded at one place all the information. Though CSIR is doing TKDL website database maintenance, that is, and copying some codified knowledge to a database. but still we might have lost so much information because we have not never recorded that information. But this patent system will offer a very good opportunity. All the inventors, you give their research and we will publish in one website, so that future generations will not be having a information loss. So this is the utmost important with the patent system we are achieving. Some simple inventions. So how they are benefited? Anyone can Google it, you will get it, these type of things. A simple invention, for example, a ring pull can. Most of us, we might have used this Coca-Cola tins. So this, that is one person in UK has developed a technology, that is ring pull can. Simply one ring has been put, so it will be opening that can for the opening. A one simple ring. In India, we might be seeing this type of inventions day to day, but no one will think that this can be a patentable and this can earn the profits. See, one inventor, but Coca-Cola wanted to get a license of that, so 1/10, but he want to acquire that technology, but he never sold that. He has only licensed, and with that license, he has 1/10 of a profit per can. He has, and with that, for 20 years, he has earned per day 1.2 crores. So you can imagine, per day it is this much, more than 30 crores per month, and in a year it will be around 400 crores. So like that, you can imagine how much he might have earned per year, and then 20 years. So it is a simple technology, but what is our creators in India is not having is that, so they may not be aware of that there is a system like a patent system exists. We can get a patent on this, or many people if shows that, oh, this is ring pull type of, oh, this is what is there in this, so it might be they may laugh on that. So discouragement may come from them. But this inventor, he has imagined that and he has got a patent, and after that patent putting into a commercialization, he has got a huge benefit out of it. Not all can yield so much. So moving on to a simple paper clip. If you search it, you will get around 400 paperclip patents. So paperclip, it is a very, very simple invention. But there are 400 paperclips inventions patented, and they are sold for a rupees 535 crores. So you can imagine, if anyone say that I have invented a paperclip, what is the big thing you have? So in India, what we are having a concept is that it should be a noble work. It's not that. A patent can be obtained for a simple form of a paperclip also, but it should not. It should be a novel and inventive. I'll coming to that. And the four inventors who has invented a spin brush technology, and that they have sold to a Procter and Gamble for a whooping 3,000 crore rupees. So this type of things, very, very simple inventions. If you see that ring pull or paper clips, very, very small and minute inventions, but they have given a lot of benefits to the inventors because of the patent they obtained. If they were not patenting, they would not have been got even a single rupee out of their creation. So this is how an inventor who has to, whoever invents, so they have to assume that what is the market potential for those things. If there is a market potential, definitely it will be a beneficial for them. So now I will now deal with the how the patent system in India works. This is about the introduction to a patent, IPR and patent, and what are the advantages of that. So requirements of patent filing. So what a creator or inventor who wants to become an applicant in the patent office, what are the requirements? So first and foremost, there must be a invention, a patentability requirements. So first they need to create one product or new process for the creating of a one product, existing product maybe. So that is defined under section 2, subsection 1, clause J of the Patents Act 1970. What is invention? A new product or a process involving an inventive step and capable of industrial application. So there are 3 criteria in India we use to determine that whether there is an invention or not. First and foremost, it should be a new product or process. And whether it has an inventive step or not. And third, whether is it as a capable of industrial application, that is commercial applicability. Commercial use is there or not. So these 3 criteria, if anyone has created a new product and has an inventiveness, and third one, it is advantageous for any type of industry, so then they are welcome to file a patent application in India. So what is inventive step? Inventive step means a feature of an invention that involves a technical advancement as compared to the existing, that is prior art. Existing knowledge or having economic significance or both, that makes the invention not obvious to a person skilled in the art. Simply you have created something which is not obvious to a person skilled in the art. A average person's knowledge cannot achieve a simple. It's not that much simple that anyone can easily make it. It is I expressed my idea which is inventive because it is not obvious to a person skilled in the art. So in that way, for an average knowledge person, that is person skilled in the art means average knowledge person, he should not get easily done. So if that is there, then it is inventive. So if simply I can put in a words that if it has come through a research work, so it is generally involves an inventive step and capable of industrial application. It is either used in any type of industry or it has a utility. So it is having a utility or it can be produced in a large scale, that is capable of being made or used in an industry. That's what industrial applicability. So if these 3 criteria, new product or process, inventive step and industrial applicability, it is there, so you are welcome to file a patent for your creation. Whatever you have created, so you can get a patent on that. So, but if these 3 criteria exist, then also there is one more thing you to look as per the Patents Act 1970, because we have so many restrictions that are put under section 3 and section 4. So for patenting of even though it is an invention as per the section 2(1)(j), but it may not patentable because of some of the clauses. Because of that, you may not get a patent in India. But if your invention is there, then you can get a patent very easily outside India, like US. You can easily get if it is a novel, that is new product or process involving inventive step and capable of industrial application. If that is the case, then you can easily get it a patent outside. But in India, we have so many restrictions because our parliament in 1972 onwards, which is in force. So for a Patents Act post-independence, it has put so many restrictions. What are those restrictions? One by one, I will just. If anyone comes up with an invention which is a false or frivolous, you cannot get a patent as per the Patents Act section 3A clause. if any invention which is against the public order or morality, if it is immoral invention or it is against any law and order of any state or center government, it may not be grantable. So any discovery, there is a difference between the research, invention and the discovery. So discovery may also be a research, but it is not patentable in India. So for example, if anyone comes up with a discovered microorganisms or chemicals, a new chemical, so you will not get patent in India because discoveries are not patentable. And any new form of a existing simple slight modification without efficacy, therapeutic efficacy mainly, if you are coming for APIs, active pharmaceutical ingredients, so then you may not get a patent in India. Any admixture of mixtures without any synergistic effect. If admixture you are claiming and which is should be established with the synergistic effect. If you are not having, then it cannot be patentable. Same thing, arrangement or rearrangement of known devices. If any arrangement are known devices. So for example, if I arranged, like we have a mobiles that is doing torch also as a torch. So if there is a two, so these combinations, if there is no patentable, because two devices existing separately is just combined, which are independently working. So then you will not get a patent. To protect our farmers, so there is a clause that is 3H. A method of agriculture or horticulture is not patentable. Method of treatment of animals. So to protect the medical fraternity or hospitals, so any methods which are used by the doctors, whether any type of doctor, it is MBBS or Ayurvedic, homeopathy, anyone, so all the methods are out of patenting, including the diagnostic methods. Plant or animal are their parts. Whatever the genetic engineering you can do, and you can create a plants or animals, you will not get a patents or their parts, whether it is a root stem or it is a kidney or heart you have created artificially, you may not get a patent in India. So all the software programs, algorithms are not patentable because they are under the Copyright Act. So any copyright literature work or designs in the intellectual property, that's why you will not get a patent for that, only copyright and designs. So mental act or method of playing games, including video games, you are just simply a mental acts, you want to patent it, a novel, inventive and industrial applicability. So even though it is there, you will not get a patent in India. A presentation of information. If I have devised any method to present some information, like today I am taking a lecture on IPR and patent system. So this type of things cannot be a patentable in India, including the business methods, all are not. So topography of ICs, this is integrated circuits, it's a subject matter of another intellectual property rights. That's why you will not get a patent. The last but not the least, any traditional knowledge. See, India was having a rich traditional knowledge. So to protect that, Patents Act avoids there is no patents for the established or exactly whatever the traditional knowledge in India, it is there already. So because it is already in the public domain, no need to give a separate patent for that. So that's why you cannot get a patent on traditional knowledge or their effects. Section 4 also there. It also restricts that no patents can be obtained for atomic related, energy related inventions. So inventions which are only a threat to the nation, by making a nuclear bombs, nuclear fusion reactions or fission reactions, all these things will not be a patentable subject matter, because radioisotopes are very dangerous. They are there. So like uranium, radium, thorium. So these materials, if anything is there in your patent, it will not be a protectable subject matter. Now, these are the patentability requirements. That is section 21J, novelty, inventive step and industrial applicability, and section 3 and section 4 crossing that, because it should not fall under section 3 and 4. So now coming to the what are the physical documents. Now, if anyone is interested to file a patent, I have an invention. I have created some X product which is novel. I searched in Google. I did not get this type of product earlier. So I may go for the patenting by filing it. So now what are the physical requirements? So document requirements. First and foremost is the form number 1. And the form number 2, which is the most important one, is that a provisional or complete. A provisional means today I got an idea. I want to protect from today onwards my idea. It is eligible, but you need to file a complete specification with all the results and discussions and any claims within 1 year. So whenever you file a provisional, within 1 year, you have to complete your research and writing part, and you have to file a complete specification within 12 months, 1 year from that date. So that is the technical specification. That is the one which I think Dr. Kalaivani madam also referred. So for that, there is a requirement of the filing of drafting. So drafting is required in the complete specification. What is your description? What is your invention? What is your monopoly on how much you are claiming? What is the scope of the claims? All these things will be determined in the complete specification. Then you need to file a 1-page form number 3, that is statement of foreign filing. And then you want to examine your application. So there is a timelines are there. Today, if I file a patent application, you will be given an opportunity to file form number 18, that is request for examination, within 48 months, 4 years from today. Whether you want examination by patent office or not, you can decide today, or you can take maximum 4 years time. If within 4 years, if you are not filing, it will be treated as withdrawn. The application is withdrawn. So as I said, form number 2, which is the most important technical specification, it can be either provisional or complete. So along with the form 1, form 2, form 3 and form number 18, there is a requirement of the fees also. For a natural person, you need to file a fee of 1600 for the form number 1, and form number 18 4000. This is online fees, 1600 plus 4000, that is 5600 is the minimum fee for a natural person, individuals who have filed in their name. If it is other than small entity, that is any large entity which has filed an application, that is 8000 plus 20,000. Online filing, e-filing. If you are filed, that is 28,000. If you are filing physically by post, through post, or by coming over to the patent office, so then it will be 10% additional on this fee. That is 1600 will become 1750 and 4000 will become 4400. So that is the fee schedule as per the Rule 7 of the Patent Rules 2003. So there is a possibility that recently we have made a expedited examinations. If anyone wants very quickly, either startup or any woman is the applicant, at least one woman in the applicant category, or any government or ISA filed in India. So these are all categories, they can file it as a 18A instead of 18. So with the extra fee, there is a double, it will 4000 will become into 8000. So that you will get a within 1 month examination report. And if no objections, and after 6 months of publication, it will be granted. The time taken for that grant approximately 8 months. That is the quickest time you can get a patent. So who can file? I have now prepared 1, 2, 3, 4. Whether I have eligibility to file or not. Inventor, we call it as a true and first inventor, or inventors, group of inventors. They can file in their name, or they can assign it to their college, like Dr. S. So Gopal Raju College, inventors in that college can assign to that, and that can become as applicant, or any legal representative of the deceased persons. They can file the patent applications. So now come to the where to file. So if you are filing e-filing, electronic filing, there is no issue, because automatically when you are giving an address, your PIN code, it will select the jurisdiction. Whether there are 4 patent offices exist. There is a Chennai South jurisdiction of 5 states, and there are 3 or 2, that is 4 UTs. So it is union territories, and 5 states are covered in that. And Mumbai, it covers the western part, and New Delhi, it is the northern part. Patent offices jurisdictions for physical filing are by post filing. So Kolkata, wherever this is jurisdiction, rest of India is all comes in the Kolkata patent office. So quickly, what is the processing of, if anyone files, for example, so from Bangalore, if your invention is there, you have filed application in Chennai patent office. For that matter, any patent office, if you have done first step, that is filing of patent application. So first and foremost duty is the publication of the your invention. We are not scrutinizing anything, whether it is having a threat to India or not. If it is not, then it will go for the publication by default without any corrections in that. So it will be either early publication. If there is an additional fee and Form 9, then it will be published early. Otherwise, after 18 months, it will go for the publication. After publication, within 6 months, anyone can file a pre-grant oppositions, or up to the grant also they can. If the granting is delayed, they can file up to the grant. Anyone who is having an objection for the grant of that patent, and then it will be examined meantime, and if no objections, it will be granted, or if objections are and that objection sustains, then there will be a refusal. If it is granted, again it will be published under section 43, and that is grant. After that, any person interested, the person who is giving after that, he should have a valid interest in that patent. Either he is say working in the same field, or he's having a commercial interest, he has to establish, then he will become eligible for post-grant oppositions. Minimum timelines, that is 8 months for a grant of a patent, and it can, in normal, it is taking 2 years, because 18 months is the publication period, and after that 6 months, that is we have to waiting period 2 years, and after that it may, within 3 months it may be granted. Around 27 months it may take for the grant of a patent in normal course. So what to do? My suggestions. So those who are having any inventions, or for that matter any creations, whether it's patent, designs, or trademarks, or any other copyrights, they can register and use the systems. And especially patents, they can take the technology, can be protected for 20 years. You can take the advantage of that and use that commercialization, get the royalties. Or you can put your invention by your own company, so you will earn a profits. That is, and also utilize those resources through organized R&D activities. And you can capture the global market by way of a protecting environment by patenting it. So earn through this protected markets. So I just have slides if anyone is interested. What are the opportunities in this IPR field? or engineering in many various categories, we also recruit examiners. That is the direct recruitment by through a examination, prelims and mains. So it can be whoever is interested with the, if they are eligible, they can apply and get into patent office. And those who are interested to work as a patent agents, as advocates, they work in the court of law. We also register a patent agent who is having a citizen of India with a 21 years age, and he must have a degree in science or engineering or technology. And additionally, ABC qualifications whoever is having, so they have to qualify the prescribed exam. We conduct almost 2 years once. Because of last year we could not able to conduct because of the COVID situation, but this year hopefully if COVID relaxations comes, we may conduct before December. So anyone who is interested, they can write and register as a patent agent. So they can practice even in IPAB is now abolished. So in court and other legal proceedings, they can take it. So for more information, so anyone is interested, they can refer to the ipindia.nic.in, that is Patent Office India website, or IPR website of India, and World Intellectual Property Organization, that is WIPO International, that is WIPO body, and European Patent Office EPO, and USPTO, United States Patent Office. So much information even through the Google also you can collect. So many websites it will connect to you through the search engine. So whatever the information you want, learn more about this. So I am just giving you how the patent system works. So it's an invention which is patentable. What are the requirements for an invention? What are the physical requirements and legal requirements? I just explained, and different types of IPRs can be distinguished from one to other. So this is how I wanted to, I once again thank
Ganesh, ఇక్కడ
Yes,
నిల్చుంటావా?
Gopal Raju, yeah. Gopal Raju College, First Degree College,
Video on
Anekal, and Dr. Salma Banu and Dr. Ramakrishna sir. So I thank one and all who have joined and patiently heard. So if any questions quickly for 5 minutes, I can take it. Thank you, ma'am.
Thank you very much, Dr. Sharana Gowda, sir. Your talk was not just informative, but was also a remarkable eye-opener, indicating the importance of simple inventions and the need to be
Hello. Hello.
Yeah, yes, sir.
Sir, shall I ask one question, sir?
Yes, please, sir.
That IPR and the patent system, it is applicable to almost all fields, right, sir? Like art,
Yes, sir.
music, correct?
Yes, sir.
Is
Yes,
it
you are
applicable
absolutely
to
right.
music? Somebody
Yeah,
will create
but,
some.
yeah, music
create.
composition. Yes, sir. Music composition and all comes under the copyright, sir.
Okay. Okay, this is one of the type of copyright.
Yes.
Right. Is it IPR is universal applicable or limited applicable, sir?
So it has a limited applicable, whichever the country grants you the right. See, it is everywhere you have to register it. Wherever you want to have a commercial interest, in that country it is protectable, sir.
Okay.
If it is Indian government
Right,
has
sir.
given registration, in Indian country it is applicable.
Okay. Within the geography of India,
Yes.
only it is.
Yes,
applicable.
territorial right, sir. Whichever the territory
right.
grants you the right, you will exercise that right, sir.
Sir, I'm Ravi from Sacred College, Timbuktu.
Okay, sir.
Yes,
Thank you, sir.
I have few questions to ask.
please.
Number one is lab manuals. I saw in some college websites, they have got copyright for lab manuals. Is it correct? Is it possible, sir?
Sir, Yes, copyright can be anything which is a new creations. So it can be a lab manual, novel, or literature. Anything it can be. Even a program, a software. So these are all just a novel things. They will create it. So it can be. So it is just to avoid. Even I have seen the copyrights for the curriculum, academic curriculum also copyrighted, like for the degree courses and all. So you can get a lab manuals which are created by them. So it is copyrightable, sir.
Do we have a separate office for copyright as well as for patent, or is the same?
Yes, sir. They all the 5 offices are independently works, but though it has come in a one umbrella right now. Earlier, copyright was in the HRD Ministry, Human Resource Development. Right now, it is under our Commerce Ministry, and our Controller General only oversee that. Recent, I think last week's Gazette notification, if you see, it has come under the Controller General's office. He will be a chairman in future, and he will be a registrar as well as for trademarks, for copyright, for patents, designs, everything. He will be a authority.
So one more last question, sir. As the process is complex, there are a lot of people suggesting that we have to go to a lawyer who is specialized in patent rights to file a patent. Is that so, or can we apply online directly? Which one you suggest?
Sir, as far as I won't agree with you, it is a complex process, because I was explaining very simply, it is a process, but only writing of a form 2. See, if you are first time writing, you need to refer so many of the earlier draftings, so that you will come to one conclusion that, okay, I can file. So if you have a time, it is better you draft and file it. So we see from the patent office perspective, a person who is the inventor, he will do hard work and draft it. It will be a better than the other people who has third party or the agent as drafted. Because, but agent may have a legal knowledge, but technical knowledge is sound with the inventor who has invented it. He is in and out of that. All the things he knows it, so he can be in a better place to technically draft a specification. But if you are not any time to look all these things, legal, all the requirements, they generally hire for the agents. But individuals, still we see many are filing on their own. So my advice for you, if you have a time and you can able to draft, it is better to go with yourself, sir.
Thank you, sir. Excellent presentation, sir. I also thank the organizers. Thank you, sir.
Sir, I have a doubt, sir. I'm Muthu, Don Bosco College, Dharmapuri, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir, I have a query in geographical indication.
Okay.
You said that geographical indications normally goes under with a government, the local government body. So, for example, you said Tirupati Laddu.
Yes, sir.
Personal, simple, one single person cannot hold it actually. So, who will authorize that actually, for example? Tirupati Laddu.
Sir, can I clarify? If I have said that government only, I might have done a mistake. It is for the either government or society. See, now Tirupati Laddu is registered by filing by TTD. TTD owns that. It is a registered society. So like that, anyone who wants to have I mean to say, actually, a personal or commercial entity cannot own that. If I am having a company, the company cannot register GI, but the society of that region can register that trademark, and society members are all exercise or use that GI, sir.
Okay, this registering means registration society, you know, like NGOs,
yes,
like. Okay, sir. Thank you. Thank you for information.
Yes. Okay.
Sir, can you share your email ID, please, sir?
So I'll share it, sir. I think, yes.
Sir,
Any
hello,
other
sir.
questions? Yeah. Yes, sir.
Hello, sir. My
Please.
name is Rupesh. I have a question.
Okay.
If a person who wants patent is eligible, if a product is made by someone, some other person.
Yeah. Sir, can you repeat?
Is that person eligible for getting patent if a product is made by another person?
Okay. So see how the patent system works is that if I am the inventor and I will apply, I will become applicant. If it is granted a patent in my name, I will become patentee. Now the patentee is the owner of that. See, patent office will not take care of future proceedings. It is against the competitors. You have to do that. So anyone who is copying your invention or using, that is what called as infringement. So if anyone is infringing your invention, you need to exercise by filing a civil suit. You have to send a legal notice to him, and then infringement suit by through a high court or district court. Infringement suit will start from the district court. So you can file the infringement suit so that he will pay a damages whatever you request. That is how the system of the patent. So patent, there is no criminal proceeding. Unlike in trademarks, there is a criminal proceeding. So here we have only civil suits. So you have to exercise your right by filing a civil suit. Hope I have answered your question, sir.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Mr. Rupesh. Yeah.
Sir,
Yes. Please go ahead.
good morning, sir. The same in the musical itself, you told the musical.
Yes.
In Tamil Nadu, no, Ilayaraja, S.B. Balasubramanian,
Yes.
and lyrics director. When the
Yes.
song is going for success, who are going to claim the patent right or copyright?
Ma'am, in this patent, yes.
Sir?
Yeah, in this copyright only, patent will not come because it's not a technology.
Copyright.
So the composer, like, see, Ilayaraja also given a, Ilayaraja also given a shoot on S.P. Balasubramanian earlier. You might have heard about. So those, see, if I am composer for that, I can register in my name the rights in my name.
Okay,
So
sir.
I am the composer. See, S.P. Balasubramanian used to sing those songs which are composed by the Ilayaraja. So that is in commercial stages. So that will be a infringement. That's what that case was. So whoever composes that song, he will get a rights now.
Oh. Then music, yeah, voice itself, their song is going for familiar, no?
No,
Even
song,
Balasubramanian is
no,
also
no,
going to this. Sir?
So composer rights will be there for that song.
Okay.
When it is audio tape comes, then only it is comes. But the composer, whoever has composed it, that is the, for singing, it is important, no ma'am. For that only I can copy that.
Any benefit received from the specific song, whether S.P. Balasubramanian have got the rights?
No, that is creators. So who has created that audio tape, so might be getting that rights of the singing.
Okay, sir. Then he is also eligible for got copyrights, no?
For singing purpose, not for composing. If I am composing, I am singing, I have all the rights on that.
Okay, sir. Next concept, lyric director.
Okay.
Lyrics director, the song written by the lyrics director, no? Whether
Yes. That is what I am. Yeah, lyrics, whatever the part you can, so there will be definitely a rights on those lyrics, music composition, then singing. All the whoever is having that, so definitely it will be. So if anyone audio or anything, so you have to get all the rights from that. So then only you can establish or sell the audio tape.
Okay. Thank you, sir.
Okay, thank you. So still I am not an expert in copyright.
Okay,
So,
no, sir. The type.
because I work only in patent system.
Okay, sir.
I think
Dr. Sujata
audience
ma'am.
I think audience have done with their doubts and clarifications. So thank you very much, Dr. Sharana Gowda, sir. Your talk was not just informative, but was also a very remarkable eye-opener, indicating the importance of simple inventions also to be invented. You've also highlighted the need for the copyrights in specific to our teaching fraternity and in general about various other inventions and rights. So you've been explaining and clarifying with respect to various procedures and financial aspects as well. It was a much awaited session and you've been very patientful in answering all our doubts and questions. Thank you very much, sir. Now I request any one of the participants if they like to share their opinion now. Participants, would any of you like to extend your expressing your opinion about the session? I think we'll proceed further.
Ha, ma'am.
The beautiful thing you're going to share, ma'am.
Hello.
Anyone from the participants willing
Hello.
to share?
Hello.
Yeah.
Ma'am, I'm Sunita.
Yeah, we are
from
able to hear
Karnataka.
you. Yes, ma'am. We are able to hear you, ma'am.
Ma'am, this is very nice program, madam. In that pandemic situation, we are in a house only, so there is no information about outside, what is going on, what about what I'm telling. Daily routine day, how much today's cases, okay. Same situation and same thinking, but today I have very much happy to know about the about businesses and what are the differences patent and copyrights of Indian and other countries. And it is very nice and very interesting subject, madam. Thank you for organizing this kind of program, ma'am. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much for sharing your opinion, ma'am.
Thank you, ma'am.
Probably
Thank you.
that's why it is said that the most beautiful thing about learning is that no one can steal it away from us. It will be an asset for us. Having proceeded with the program technical session, now I would request Dr. Ramakrishna, sir, Principal, Dr. S. Gopal Raju, Government First Grade College, Anikal, to deliver presidential address. Sir, please take over. Principal, sir.
Yes, madam. Okay.
Please take over for the presidential address.
Sir, okay. Yes, okay. Sir, Sharana Gowda, sir, thank you very much.
Thank you, sir.
Your session was so interesting and very informative. Even as a student, I learned about patents, all those things. Actually, many years I taught international economics. So, okay, it is very interesting. And I hope all our students, all professor, faculty, as a student, professor, faculty, principals, noted academicians, and other professions also joined in our webinar. I think I'm seeing the attendance almost 200, 196. Okay, maybe in between some of them might have lost connection due to network problem. Anyway, it is quite interesting, sir. Thank you so much for spending your valuable time with us in our college. And again and again, we may ask you to, we invite you to program. Thank you so much.
BA कर रहा हूँ
You have enlightened us. I hope all 200 participants, including our faculty members, they enriched their knowledge on IPR and PS. Actually, of course, it is the interest of modern days because today only I got doubt whether this music, lyrics, songs, all those things, yeah, because certain organizations they are fighting for this patent and property rights, all those things. Yes, it's very interesting. Thank you. Thank you for your valuable time you have spent with us. Yes, sir. Thank you very much. Thank you.
Sir, thank you so much for your wonderful presidential remarks, which has left us highly motivated. Thank you, sir. At first, people ask us why we are doing it. Once we succeed, they ask us how we do it. Probably, friends, I can say, one has to sell their intellectual property based on a track record of success and motivation. So this program will help us to that path. Having come to the end of the program, I request Dr. Salma Banu, Assistant Professor, Head of the Department of Sociology, and also Coordinator of Internal Quality Assurance Cell of Dr. S. Gopal Raju Government Facility College, propose vote of thanks. Madam, over to you.
Thank you, ma'am. Indeed, it is a great privilege to propose a vote of thanks and express our gratitude on this glorious occasion. On behalf of Dr. S. Gopal Raju, Government First Grade College, Anekal, I extend my deep regard and hearty thanks for gracing this webinar and taking a vision to match the best leaders in the field of intellectual property rights. Our sincere thanks to Dr. Shravana sir for accepting our invitation, and you have enlightened us and widened our horizon with your excellent coverage on various issues related to intellectual property rights. My sincere thanks to you, sir. I wish to express my gratitude to Dr. Ramesh sir, Special Officer, Office of the Regional Joint Director, Department of Collegiate Education, Government of Karnataka. Our enormous thanks to sir for joining us and gracing this occasion. You have encouraged by your presence, sir. Thank you very much. I express my profound thanks to our principal, Dr. Ramakrishna, for his constant support and encouraging in organizing it. An event of this dimension cannot happen without an overwhelming response from various participants, from various universities, faculty members, research scholars, legal fraternity, and also representatives from various companies who all have joined with us to grace this occasion. A special thanks to Dr. Suresh B.K. Sir, University. And also my thanks to Dr. Salma Banu ma'am, your mic is unmute, please. I'm audible? Now audible, ma'am. Yes. I thank all our delegates and participants from various universities who have joined with us in gracing this occasion. I also thank our faculty members. Without their support, it would not have been possible to organize this event with a very short span of time. I thank all our organizing team, Dr. Kalaivani ma'am, Dr. Anjana ma'am, Professor Sujata ma'am, and also Dhanlakshmi ma'am and Malarvisi ma'am and all our faculty members and the administrative support for all their cooperation. I also thank Madhupriya, first year BCom, and Master Ganesh for all their technical support with us. Thank you. I once again thank all who have assembled here and expect the same cooperation in all our future endeavors. Thank you all.
Thank you, Mr. Salma Banu ma'am, for expressing and proposing a heartfelt thanks to one and all. Thank you. Participants, kindly fill in the feedback link which is posted in the chat box. You all will get your certificates, and once you get your certificates, you can leave the WhatsApp group. Thank everyone for making this program a very successful event. Stay home, stay safe. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank
A
you,
small
ma'am.
announcement. Certificates will be shared in the WhatsApp group. Please stay back in our WhatsApp group. The certificate links will be shared within 2 days. As we have a large number of participants, so give us a time of 2 days to share your certificates. Please stay back in our WhatsApp group till you get your certificates. Thank you all.
Thank you,
Thank
ma'am.
you, sir.
Thank you, ma'am. Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, thank you.
Thank you, sir.